Hey everybody, I'm back. So I've finally been putting some of the finishing touches on this Proto Garland model here, and I wanted to share it with you. So here's the Proto Garland in bike mode, I guess you could call it, and as you can see, it's a pretty cool looking, you know, anime Akira style bike. Because of the design, it really helps to hide the fact that it is, you know, a transforming kit. The legs, obviously, you can see, you know, they've got that Macross thing going on. They're obviously giant robot legs, but other than that, you really couldn't tell. The rest of the body, you know, it's just kind of sci-fi looking, so who would know? It's got rubber tires, and the front assembly, I think, looks really cool. Really dig that. On the back wheel is a little thin, my opinion, but it does have, you know, some copper thruster details and stuff like that. You can see the engines poking out from the back of the leg plates. And looking at the cockpit area, you can see it's got some handlebars, a nice seat. And really the only thing that's traditional motorcycle is the shape of this, you know, what would be the gas tank and the handlebars. That looks pretty much straight out of any motorcycle you'll ever see. The rest, crazy Japanese sci-fi. But, like I said, I don't know that you'd know this was a robot. If you just put this on a shelf with a bunch of other sci-fi Japanese toys, I think it would blend right in. But yeah, overall, it's pretty solid. You know, as you can tell, you can shake it. It holds together pretty well. There's a bar that runs underneath that connects the arms to the main body. That's really what holds it together. This joint here is pretty loose. The way it's designed, it just has little plastic nubs that go in. So if this was like a toy, you'd have a pin or you'd have some screws that would hold it together well, and that would totally change the durability of this. But as is, it is a model. You got to be careful. It is what it is. So now let's switch and take a look at the robot mode. So here's my Proto Garland model in robot mode, and there's still some finishing touches to be done. For instance, I haven't applied the decal sheet yet, but I've got him pretty close. So he is a 1/24 scale model, which would put him roughly in the same scale as an alternator. So as you can see, he's a lot smaller, but that fits because he is a motorcycle mecha. And at 1/24 scale, he's basically mask size or you know, Human Alliance size. Now, judging by the figure that comes with him, which I'm not going to build, but anyway, judging by the figure that comes with him, he's more in scale with this. So if there were humans standing next to him, that's about how big the mecha would be. Context out of the way, let's take a look at him. You can see he's, in my opinion, a very cool looking robot. Really like the design. It's got that kind of, I don't know, Macross look. I don't know, it's really cool. I really dig it. And he comes with, obviously, a gun. Now the gun has this piece that you can attach onto it, but I didn't attach it very well and it fell off before it was time to review it. So I know it's kind of janky, but what you gonna do? And besides, I kind of like the rifle this way anyway. It's a little sleeker. But anyway, so it does have the rifle. Now, in typical fashion, it's glued into the hand that it's holding, so you can't really remove it. He has a whole bunch of interchangeable hands. You know, the standard splayed finger. He's got his, you know, emoting hand like this. And then he also comes with some fists. Now the fists are a little smaller. If you compare them to the normal sized hand, you can see it's, I don't know, maybe 2/3 the size. But that does allow him to transform without removing these fists. So you know, depending on how much of a purist you are, I mean, it parts forms a little bit no matter what, but you can have that fist. And really, it doesn't look out of place. It kind of fits the, you know, fits the overall look. But yeah, so his articulation is pretty good. His head's on a ball joint, which is a little loose in some positions and tight in others. I've found in general you can get him into whatever pose you want, but you know, it does have its limitations. If you look at his arms, the shoulder attaches on a little hinge like this, which is for transformation, but you know, it does allow you to get some extra motion. Of course, it rotates. He has a swivel just above the elbow, which does turn a little bit. You can straighten his arm out. You can bend it about that much. And then, obviously, because the hands are detachable, they can rotate. You can also move the forearm a little bit, but that's because of transformation. It basically has a panel that opens on either side of the forearm. There's no waist swivel. That's due to transformation. But the legs are actually pretty good. It has a, let's see, how is that? A little better. It has a ball that it's on, so you can rotate it all over the place. It does bend at the knee, like so. And the feet, the toes, can bend down, and then the heel, you know, rotates as well. But you know, the toes, basically you can bend enough to make him stand solidly in whatever pose you choose to anyway, I'm pretty happy with him. Now, there's a couple details on him that I want to show off, but we'll change the camera angle for that. So let's take. If you can see behind his visor, he's got some really cool detail that's picked out in copper and silver. All that would be washed out in sort of a neon greenish color. So instead I painted it with a metallic, you know, with the metallics, and in person it really stands out. It's really cool. On the back, you can see part of his design, which is really cool, is here's his wheel, and then he's got sort of a thruster, and you can see the jets. There's vents and stuff. Really cool. This panel folds down during transformation, the gray piece in there. So that's a really cool touch. Speaking of cool touches, the legs, and if I've done this right, can I do it? Can I do it? Yeah, perfect. So you can see there's really cool, you know, jet engine detailing underneath these gray cowlings, which, you know, I don't know if they're supposed to be glued down or not. I figure they probably aren't, because it all works without gluing it. But and then you can also see it's got these spring hoses that also the back of the knees have some really cool, you know, machinery kind of detailing. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the support. I hope you enjoyed this look at a fairly rare mecha, and one that I think is really cool. So yeah, thanks for watching. Take care. Until next time.